Oh, hello and welcome back to the Quacken Smite League. Today we have some QSL prospect games going on. You can see the up and coming talent this season. Alongside me today in chair two, I have Top Hat. How's it going, Top Hat?
Doing pretty good, man. As always, looking forward to these prospect matches. They're we'll say they're a pleasure to watch.
Yeah,
They're not
pleasure.
a joy, not a joy to play in, but they're a pleasure to watch. That's for
But yeah,
sure.
yeah, pleasure is one way to put it. You're going to see a lot of interesting things going on in these games. People not really coordinated, so some peculiar plays going on and about. But in this prospect game, I see some big names. But who do you think are some big names to look out for in this matchup?
Well, I did see Sandman Sam, Mr. Samuel himself. Support Samuel. Mr. Margie. There's some good names, some names that probably everybody knows. There's also Mr. Up and Comer V Strat himself. OP solo laner. I think he's swapping to ADC nowadays. And also, I believe Icy Orphan is in this match as well.
Yeah. I know Orphan and Strat is about as much as you, and actually Big Ian too. A support
Oh yeah,
player.
Ian.
This might actually be his first season in QSL. I actually asked him to sign up myself, but I mean,
Oh, let's go.
going into these drafts though, you don't really expect to see too much coordination. Just kind of a lot of players picking and playing whatever they really want to.
For
Um,
sure.
Something's going on here with the spectate. It's kind of buggy. Might wanna
Something's going
maybe
on.
look to reset it. Yeah, the
Yeah,
spectating to.
typically what you'll see in these prospect matches is really just OP stuff banned. I don't know, these quote unquote higher tier players. They do enjoy trolling in games such as these, so maybe we might see a few troll picks, but
Oh yeah,
yeah.
always the joy of you get the top tier trolls out of the people who are already going to get drafted and already are established, and then the nice the nice beautiful people who want to make names for themselves have to deal with it. But
Mhm.
yeah, as we're reloading back into the spectate here, what do you what? Let's just I guess let's play the guessing game. What do you think the top six bands are going to be?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised to see maybe some Atlas, some Soul, maybe maybe some AMC, although I haven't really been seeing them a whole lot lately. Um let's see. The other three though is the struggle here. A lot of people like to ban Odin,
Yeah,
um
maybe Gamma.
maybe Kama. Kama's nerfs didn't really do a whole lot. I know they nerfed his scaling and they're looking to nerf him a little bit more in this upcoming patch. Um just look forward for some exciting and interesting stuff going on. That's what I'm looking forward to here.
Maybe even you see one of those Thoth bands coming in, man. I mean,
Oh yeah,
Thoth's been getting played quite a lot. Is the pen build with his passive pen is just kind of nutty right now. He's just decimating squishies.
hmm
Um, what else? What else is there? Before the spectate decides to pop back up. Oh, we have Pabs in the chat here. Pabs, this is the league that goes Quack and Burr all in the same time. How you doing today, buddy? But yeah, no. You think this year's gonna be better? 8 orgs this year. Two more than last year is what they're aiming for. Heck, that might even be 10. What do you think about
Yeah.
this upcoming season?
No, that's exciting. A lot of new competition. Some big names coming in. I'm definitely looking forward to it. Not sure what league I'll be playing in, but regardless of what league, I'll be more than happy to be playing against this huge playing field that we should be looking forward to.
I do think they had to maybe remake the lobby. I'm not 100% sure. I mean, we might just want to go to a quick little break here until we can figure this out.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
Okay, and we're back. We had some into this game here. We do see, some interesting picks. Like we would think, we have what looks to be probably Persephone Jungle. On the other team, looking fairly, fairly standard draft, an actual normal draft. Wario picking up the Apollo Jungle though. Top at what do you think of these teams?
Well, I'm kind of struggling with the Persephone jungle, but it's Margie. Like we said, the top tier players are always out here and down to troll, uh, being the clowns they are. But yeah, you see Apollo jungle occasionally. Johnny pulled it out for the SOC and in the SPL. Unfortunately, man did not have a very good showing. I believe he's famous for going 0-10.
Yeah.
So
Terrible time on him there. We do see a matchup between Sandman Sam and Buggy Dude in the solo lane. The battle of the ex-teammates, now bitter rivals between the two of them. How do you think that matchup's going to shape up there in the solo lane?
I'm always a King Arthur fan. I know Budgie typically runs a pretty decent King Arthur, but you can't talk down on Sam. Sam is typically a pretty decent mechanical player. Does have his hands on Thor. See how that goes. Probably leaning a little bit more towards King Arthur. His early game pressure is kind of OP, but
and in the duo lane, we do see V-Strap moving over there. Was a solo. We have a dash in by Icy Orphan. Big Ian getting poked out very low, forced to meditate, but going through the meditation. Medusa early game damage popping off, but meditation does save him, and he's back up already to a 3rd HP.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting seeing Ionicus in the support role. I'm pretty sure he's typically a solo laner.
A big knockup from Big Ian there, getting poked out this Ganesh again, but he lives for a second time.
Yeah, this is funny because this is the tale of 2 solo laners swapping over to the duo lane for this game. Strat obviously doing a good job here, keeping Ionicus alive with those body blocks. Kind of interesting to see Medusa and a bakas out pressure a Ganesh and Ho Yi, but
yeah, I mean, Hoi Yi, not a lot of early pressure. His one doesn't really do as much as this Medusa spit, but you would think with a Ganesha though into a bakas, he really wouldn't be having a fun time, but he is just kind of like running this lane, and they're forced to kind of sit back. But no first blood here. Normally in these prospect games, you see early first bloods. People just kind of just kind of have fun, kind of mess around the entire time. This is looking more like an actual match, kind of feeling each other out. What do you think about this early no kills?
Yeah, it looks like everybody's actually putting on their tryhard pants for game 1 at least. Maybe we'll see some troll stuff happen in game 2. But there, like we were saying, there is some pretty big boy names here in this year's game. So maybe. They don't want to embarrass themselves by getting first blooded, but usually that doesn't stop them from trolling. I'm sure we'll see some troll stuff happen.
Oh yeah. Because then if they actually do lose, the excuse will always be that I was trolling. I'm not. It's not that he's better than me. It's that they just actually tried and I wasn't. We do see invades coming out of a Persephone and Iset jungle up top there though. Wario looking to kind of counter gank them there, but they just walk out freely. This duo lane getting highly pressured. We might see a gank on here by Margie coming in. Strat stepping up. This Ganesh stepping up. Orphan by himself. And the Iset rotating out of the mid lane. Throws a wicked spirit ball and misses. That was a failed gank there.
Yeah, the interesting thing here is that the red team, Budgie's team, actually ends up invading the blue team's red as well. A whole lot of nothing going on. Everybody just kind of walking around each other, looking at each other. Funny, I don't know about missing spirit balls and not stunning people when they're by themselves, but
Yeah, but we're not gonna talk about that. There you go. Finally, the Ganesha using his abilities to cancel that out. Soul Laner, though, we do see him pick up that TP. That TP, do you think that's kind of meta right now? I know that upgraded version of TP that gives the cooldowns is pretty strong, but do you think it's a core item into this season?
Well, with how hectic solo lane is tending to work out, with cringe ganks and whatnot, making it real easy for the jungler to show his face over in solo at level 2, which we didn't notice this game. I didn't happen to see if that happened. Having TP is really sick. If you get first blooded, not a huge deal. You can just TP right back to lane. You don't really miss out on a whole lot. Obviously, dying first, you get a decent amount of gold and XP, but just having the ability to instantly come back to lane and not miss stuff is incredibly helpful. When he gets a
The Hoi forced to jump out and go the opposite direction, but their focus was more on the Ganesh there, and he was able to easily, cleanly just walk underneath this tower. A stun coming out there from the Hoi, and another purple invade is on the site here. Orphan dashing in, hitting the root, and the followed by the bakas jump and the double kill coming out there. Orphan and Biggest Ian combining to kill Strat and Ionicus. And on the other side, we do see the invade coming in there from Sandman Sam onto the blue buff. Not sure if he was able to pick it up, though.
No, it looks like Budgie Dude actually ended up picking up his blue. But back to the TP, the sick thing about TP is when you get a power spike, you just get to come back to lane with that. You don't have to walk all the way back over there. So if the enemy solo laner doesn't back, then you have a pretty massive advantage. Unfortunately, it looks like we got a pause or
yeah, it's a pause.
Stasis mode. Something's going on here.
Yeah, I don't think it's in stasis.
But it is a pause as we see Budgie Dude DC from the server.
Nice. But yeah, those picks and bans that we were talking about earlier there, Yamoja getting banned, Tiamat and that Atlas ban coming in. And then I think on the other side it was a Gilga, a Erlang Shen, you don't see that too often, and Morgan Le Fay. Margie is a big component right now of Morgan Le Fay, so they probably banned that on her, seeing as Wario's on the other team. And speaking of which, Wario, 0 player damage. He is deciding he's going on a pacifist run today, and is not going to do any damage until he deems that it's viable and important to him.
Yeah, it's a funny thing to see a Ganesh not being at the bottom of the damage charts this early in the game. Doesn't have an ult really to rely on, dumping out tons of damage. It's also funny to see an Apollo of all characters have 0 player damage. So it looks like they're going to pull off another red buff invade. These boys are out here getting active. They're up 2-0. They got a decent, is that 2K? Yeah, almost a 2K gold lead already. The Budgie boys are looking pretty solid already this game.
The Budgie boys, that's a good team. That's a good team name for them. We do see these kind of more sloppier plays, not really coordinated, as Sandman Sam picks up the mid laner on the back end over there, and now is looking to take those backs, but might be a little too greedy. A big stun coming out of him, does get 2. He's going to try to hammer through the wall and does cleanly get out. Oh my. Not enough damage out of this King Arthur, who decided to opt for a Sov and the jungler Apollo.
Yeah, that's actually a little interesting to me. I'm surprised you don't see the King Arthur go for the breastplate. The breastplate, the left one, unfortunately, the name is escaping me right now. It's pretty OP.
Yeah, I don't. It's like I don't even know either.
I know Sov is a okay.
Oh my, and a big whiffed ult there from Orphan. Strat jumping over it, completely missing it. Margie on the gank and ultimate, and they do pick up the kill onto Orphan. Big Ian, though, in the jungle looking to clean up what is left. Jump in, Strat jumping over top of that. Oh, and Ian is forced to just get out. That was a good play there by Strat. Not looking into his item shop there, and instead actually focusing on the game, as 3 people are ganking the soul lane. Another blue buff invade. Actually, no, that's not blue buff invade. They're saving their own blue buff.
Yeah, I don't know if those are big brain plays by Strat or if those are just small brain plays by the red team duo lane.
Yeah, that was
both of them. Yeah, both of them missing their ults due to a Hou Yi being up in the air. I'm not sure what happened there. But like we said, trolling. It's game one of prospects. No, no
Yeah,
skin off their teeth.
they're shaking the rust off. After the season's over, they've had a couple weeks to spam casuals and play with the great people of the Smite community.
Mhm.
Now back in action in the league play. Mid laners opting for a little bit of different builds. I feel like mid lane has the most build differentiation between different mid laners. We see the ESET opt for the pen build. Meanwhile, we're seeing this Disco go for Vamp Shroud and then that Chronos Pennant. Um, why is there so much difference in builds here in mid lane?
There's
You
almost
see a big ESET ult coming out there, picking up the Bacchus, and then we have the ult coming out of the Disco, but unable to peel for the Bacchus there. Sorry about that, Top. Go ahead and continue.
no. Uh, uh, there's with almost every single item having pen on it, and as I say that, we see another sick ult. That doesn't turn into anything. Okay, continuing on. There's so many different items in the mage's arsenal now that they can build into. Is almost every single item has pen, and I think almost every single one of them is at least 15 flat, I believe. As
Yeah,
once again another ult just dropping in for
blindly
giggles, I guess.
thrown. Yeah, I mean, as you see there, that's kind of what I was talking about with the sloppy plays and unreally coordinated, just people whiffing their ults out like crazy. We see Thor ulting a King Arthur at full HP. Then we see an Apollo ulting a full jungle Persephone there. I don't really know what's going on, but do you think maybe when it comes to the team fighting stage, when they start transitioning, you'll actually start to see some plays that maybe will show off this skill disparity and overall general skill of these players?
Yeah, I'm at least hoping so. There's a few captains out there that are probably watching the stream that are probably laughing their heads off here at the early game, but I'm hoping when the team fights come around, people start actually showing their true potential and mechanical skill in the game. As we've been saying, there's a lot of pretty big names in here as far as the QSL goes.
Bacchus did look to invade that red buff, missing the clear with his ultimate, but though poking the ESET out low, and the disco root just barely missing, might have actually killed that ESET there. And now blue team's gonna be able to clean up their red buff safely and probably get out here. So no objectives being done by 10 minutes. Really just kind of all over the place fighting. What team do you think right now has an edge though?
Well, I mean, red team does have a slight gold lead. Blue team does have a slight kill lead, and as I say that, it looks like blue buff is going to get invaded, but secured by the blue.
Oh, Budgie Dude getting ulted by Persephone there is rooted in place. They are just kind of standing on top of him, slapping him with autos, and pick up the kill. Sam does onto Buggy Dude. Buggy Dude, still no Breastplate of Valor. That Breastplate of Valor might have been tanky enough to stay alive. Big ESET stun coming in. The ESET all coming out and cleaning up the Disco. And then Bacchus, understanding that I'm probably going to die next, and safely jumps out. And now they are turning their attention to the Pyromancer. Finally, the first objective getting done here.
Yeah, that makes me happy. I like to see objectives getting looked at 10 minutes. It's always a sight to see, especially in prospect games. I'm genuinely surprised to see an objective looked at before even 20 minutes. Happy to see that. But yeah, this King Arthur build is looking on seasons past here. This man went Sov into Genjis. I haven't seen Genjis built in a long time, and that was quite the ESET Spirit Ball. They're almost connecting with Mr. Ian.
And now this Thor is getting pretty massive as we see a trade of ult out of the ADC. Strats all doing a little bit of damage. We have Thor coming up, dunking down onto the Medusa and cleaning up the kill. Sam 3-0, level 14, a 3-level disparity. This is the soul lane matchup we were talking about, and it looks like Sam is edging ahead in this one.
Yeah, no, this man is definitely putting on a show, showing off why he should definitely be a first pick in the upcoming draft.
Oh my, as the blue team almost fumbles the bag on that one. Bacchus jumping in, but they should be able to easily clean this one up. He said all confirming. On the back end, though, we do have what looks to be Apollo fighting Persephone and the Thor, but the Apollo was able to easily blink out there.
Yeah, interesting item choice. You know, you got a Thor, you got a Persephone, Eset, man, tons and tons of CC on the blue team in the Apollo ops for Blink of all relics first.
I mean,
Yeah.
he does have his ultimate, but again, remember
Mm-hmm.
they are probably trolling.
Yeah, he's definitely true.
Definitely trolling. You know, Bede's not important. He doesn't want to stay alive as he
Oh
as
my.
he is getting punished down the mid lane by a Persephone jungle. Those top pick mages in the jungle there as he is falls and Margie picks up the kill. But you know, we're saying that Wario was a level up. While he's not fighting, really just kind of doing a pacifist run, he is farming and taking a lot of farm away from the blue team here. But at this stage in time, people are starting to get their second actives. What actives? What actives do you want to see some of these characters go?
Well, I'm getting even more confused now as the Apollo ops for Horrific, second relic.
Ah, I think that's Frenzy. Actually,
Or is that Frenzy? I thought that was
yeah,
Horrific.
I think that's Belt of Frenzy.
Okay. Can we hover over that crayons, please? I could, yeah. Maybe that is Frenzy. Can we?
Yeah, that's a Belt of Frenzy there. That is
Okay.
100% Belt.
Okay. Anyways, it is Frenzy. Yeah. So I'm wrong as usual. I'm wrong. Uh, anyways, into the relics. That's definitely not what I wanted to see. That just caught me off guard. I apologize for that. So, anyways, what I would like to see is these supports. Why can I not think, dude? You got me so caught up in Frenzy or Horrific here that I just don't know what's
You
going
want me
on.
to hop in and take over for you?
Yeah, please. Let me
All right,
gather my
all right.
senses here.
So
Jesus.
what I was kind of going with here. So you know, Eset in the mid lane, the cursed Onk when you upgrade it into
Thank you.
into the one of healing that just absolutely does tick damage and is completely bursting down. I feel like that should be the choice here for Ian going into a second active. As Wario ulting into the mid lane, cleaning up the Eset. The Eset ult unable to keep her alive, and her life was the price there. But yeah, as I was saying, you know, they're gonna need a lot of insight here for this Eset into
Mhm.
the late game. A lot of healing, uh, a lot of team fight potential with that ultimate. You think the blue team is actually gonna play around this mid laner late game around that ultimate? I mean, I know these are prospect games, but you think they're gonna coordinate that pretty well?
I sure hope so. Eset pretty well known for her ability to just pretty much outclear anybody as far as objectives are concerned. Her ult's pretty nuts. They do have a Ganesh as well, also known for outclearing people on objectives. Oh my
Oh
lord.
my, as Persephone Jungle picks up the kill on the disco there. That's that damage that people don't understand. Her mid to late
Mhm.
game, just kind of twos and then threes, and people die. We do
Just
see the
disappear.
ult coming out of there from the Apollo, but nothing in return as he just is forced to kind of read the rotation there from Sandman Sam, forcing the blink and get Nesh ults out, and
Okay.
just kind of gonna walk away.
Yeah. Anyways, what I was going for in the support role is these med cloaks. As we see the Bacchus opt for the greater cloak of meditation. I myself prefer the other one. Unfortunately, again, the name is escaping me. But after some healing, I believe it's 1 second, it goes off, and if people are within a certain distance of you, they get knocked up. That med cloak is nuts. It's absolutely game changing as far as team fights are concerned. Med cloak right now is really OP. That's why it's getting nerfed. Uh, just tons and tons of healing out of this blue team, even with just the E set. So I'm actually genuinely surprised to not see any anti-heal built yet.
Yeah,
That's a little concerning, to be honest.
anti-heal should be on the agenda as this ESET is looking to scale and get the late game and then use that ultimate healing to either save her team or just kind of pop big damage onto the enemies. We do see Icy Orphan though kind of, you know, dominating this duo lane a little bit. He's up 2 levels, kind of just
Mhm.
out farming Strat. I mean, I know Strat wants a solo laner. What do you think might be some of the reasons why Orphan has such a massive lead right now?
Oh, it's definitely experience. Not, definitely not to talk down on Strat's ability to play the game. He is pretty decent at this game. Just Orphan has way more experience as far as ADC is concerned. Strat being a solo laner for almost all his career, as far as I remember. just now switching into it this season. Definitely a good choice getting out of that solo lane. Solo lane just kind of becoming a clown fiesta.
Oh, as we see the Thor miss the ult on the back end there. We do see a Ganesh ult coming out. A knockup by the Ganesh and the silence. They're going to clean up the kill onto that bakas there, completely wiping their support, and nothing going in the favor of the red team right now, as Sandman Sam is just leading the charge. Now they set their sights to the Gold Fury, as Wario on the other side of the map is actually split pushing, but Sandman Sam teleporting in over there to the right side of the map, poking down Wario, and he should actually be able to clean up that kill over there on the right side. Oh, but the Apollo ulting out with 1 HP left.
So unfortunate, but man, I want to talk about this blue team's mid 3v3 that they've been having going on. This Thor Persephone E-set combo is insane. The boys are out here pogging off.
Massive damage and a lot of CC.
Yeah, okay. Margie teaching everybody how to place wards. Man is out here with 13 wards already, top of the boards there, as far as wards are concerned. And then you see Wario, unfortunately, down at the bottom, choosing to only place the one free ward that he had one time. As we see Strat getting cleaned up by Icy Orphan there.
Yeah, on the other side again, this ADC matchup. Actually, was that a 1-for-1 trade, or
Maybe,
did the jungler?
Must have been.
Yeah, I think it might have been a 1-for-1 trade over there on the duo side. That was, and that, you know, honestly, that really does benefit Strat, as you do see a little bit of difference in the ADC builds too. I feel like this season, if one thing that they did really well, it's allow for some decent options in a lot of roles to kind of flip-flop their build. You see ADCs here, different starts between the two of them. Mid laners, different starts between the two of them. Heck, even the junglers went for different starts. But in this mid lane, on this Discordia, don't you think that's that build is a little old, or do I just not know the tech?
No, this is a build that you probably haven't seen since maybe the beginning of Season 7, and even then, I don't think you would have seen it on Discordia. I'm not really sold on the Vamp Shroud. As far as I know, it's still got pretty down in the dump stats as far as starter items go. But yeah, even seeing the Soul Gem, I can definitely understand the Soul Reaver, but I feel like the reason that this E-set is really dominating as far as bursting people down is all this pen that she has already.
Medusa ult coming in, stunning the Ganesh there, and then the dash in Root, and Buggy Dude picks up the kill. Meanwhile, on the back end, Wario gets obliterated by Margie, and then now on the other side, Sandman Sam trying to pick up Orphan, but he gets peeled by Budget Dude. A big jump in from Ian there, knocking up the two, but it just looks like there's going to kind of disengage. And as I say that, a big E-set stun coming out on to Ian, and he is killed by Sandman Sam. Disco picking up Margie on the other side of the map. Oh my, what a crazy 3v or 5v5 fight going on to the mid. They're really just fighting over absolutely nothing at this point. Sandman Sam going back in though, getting stunned, forced the beads. And now stunning Budget Dude, forcing his beats out in return, and what an insane trade of kills there, 2 for 2.
Yeah, these boys are going back and forth, neither one wanting to give a quarter to either team. Unfortunately, blue team is quite ahead as far as kills are concerned, but interestingly enough, red team is keeping themselves in this game as far as gold is concerned. That's actually really interesting to me.
You know, there's no real like actual coordinated organization of invading and all that, so people are just getting back and forth invading. Sandman Sam trying to kill people as they're taking fire. He does pick up Icy Orphan and trades his life in return. It actually does steal the Fire Giant. And now blue team is on the hunt. They said, we have Fire Giant. You guys are the ones now needing to run away from us, as a lot of the red team is low, forced to back off. Blue team not going to press forward with this, and instead sets their sight onto the Pyromancer.
Play of the game right there. That was, I mean, Sam is clearly wanting to show everybody that's watching why this man needs to be picked up. I mean, that is... Oh, Sandman is a captain.
Yeah, Sandman Sam is a captain.
Then why are you in these games, Sam?
Yeah, like I said, people just like to troll. They want to get in these games, get active, just play around. I mean, though, Sandman Sam doesn't look like he's trolling this game.
No.
Build pretty standard, and And as you see, he's popping off 5-1-3.
Yeah,
Kind of been dominating this entire game, putting his mark on it.
yeah. I was gonna say, I'm proud to see Sam out here pogging off to show people why he needs to be picked up. But man's a captain.
As we do see bakas jumping in, stunning the Ganesh there. The ult coming out of Disco, probably going to get cleaned up here, and he does as the kill-stealing Wario comes in and hits the one to pick it up. Wario going back to what he does best in these games, farming the entire map. Now we're starting to get to that late game phase. We don't, but like we were talking about earlier, anti-heal, the name of the game for Red Team, and still 0. Not even the cursed Ankh. Is this E-set ult really going to impact this late game and causes blue team to kind of win?
For sure. Nappa at this point, man, if he just takes a peek at the builds, all he really needs to do is just kind of sit in the back and wait for opportune moments to pop his ult. As we see Thor, oh my, I thought he was going to steal another objective.
Thor attempting to steal a gold for you yet again, but red team does pick it up. We do also see the ult coming out of the Hoi, so two big crucial ults down. And on the red side, every single ult's been up except for Wario's. Oh my, bunch of dude forced to run away. We do see a big jump in there by Ian to kind of peel, and Wario on the back end again. There he goes, just farming. And meanwhile, his team on the other side, Strat, picking up big Ian, and now blue team sets their eyes on the mid Phoenix.
Yeah, this build that Strat is going for is gonna absolutely demolish anybody who stands in front of him. This new Atalanta's bow really showing its worth here. Oh my.
As big trades are coming in, red team picking up 2 of the blue, Nappa and Margie, as Strat now just kind of getting able to free cast, and that crit coming in handy as it does chunk him down. And now this mid Phoenix, there's no way this Disco is going to be able to defend it, and it's going to go to the way of the blue team as Frenzy is popped. Phoenix now down.
Yeah, but there we got a really good showing of why just going straight crit all the time isn't the greatest. Your tower shred is just absolutely horrible. With Ionicus in there tanking the Phoenix, this man was hitting the Phoenix for 89. Those are some sad numbers to see, but the upside is tremendous. This man is 3-tapping people with his autos. I swear we just saw 5 people right there, each take turns one-shotting the other. These pen builds and these crit builds are just pogging off as far as player damage is concerned.
Yeah, we are seeing a little bit of the mess that is these prospect games of not a lot of coordination, just people just kind of chucking out their abilities, dropping them, killing them like flies, and then all right, now let's scramble and attempt to do something, either Gold Fury, Phoenix, or Fire Giant. But you know, it's that 26-minute mark. This Disco's build. I just want to kind of touch on it. Now she went Spear of the Magus. I personally never seen Spear of the Magus on Disco. Have you ever seen that item?
Not really on Disco. You know, I mean, she does have abilities that will proc it pretty easily, but I don't know, man. It's an interesting build. I mean, typically you see like maybe even E-Staff over Spear of the Magus. An interesting item overall, in my opinion. But yeah, this is really an old school build, man.
Yeah, I mean, these builds are coming in a tad bit weird. Blue team, you know, just making sure they get all their members back really strong, waiting for this Fire Giant to respawn. Don't really want to, you know, risk anything by starting out unprovoked fight for no reason. Mid Phoenix is down too, so the red team is going to have to worry about this. How should both teams kind of play around this Fire Giant?
You know, like we were saying, it's a prospects match. You know, they're all in a voice chat together, so I'm sure they're really trying their hardest to coordinate. But again, there's pretty huge discrepancies as far as player level goes and mechanical skill. Okay, as we see a Ganesh ult not even land on the Fire Giant.
Yeah, Ganesh ult coming out unable to land. We do see B-Strat's ult and the E-set ult. 3 ults coming out in exchange for the Disco ult on the backside. But blue team says we're still going to go in. Margie ulting, rooting in Ian there, picking up the kill on the him. Good CC. Now the follow-up on the backside. Orphan very low, probably going to get picked up here by Strat, and does. And now the blue team is running down this Phoenix on the right side. A blink in from Sandman Sam, stunning both of them, but they're both going to fear to get out. And while we were talking about that, Wario dying to Sandman Sam on the left side of the map while that Fire Giant was getting pulled.
Yeah, Sam just definitely keeping his presence known on the map, just jumping in on anybody and everybody, does not have a care in his mind
Big
as he
ult coming in
just
there from Sandman Sam, but getting the feeds, and they do look like they are about to end this game right here. There's no way that Budgie Dude is going to be able to
using
stop them.
metros.
ADC freely going to be able to freely cast this one, and that is the game. Blue team takes it 1-0.
Yeah, this is crazy because I want to touch back on this as we see the gold lead definitely ended up tipping over in the blue team's favor. I'm just genuinely surprised how well red team was able to keep the farm and from keeping it going into the blue team's favor. I mean, they were down 12 kills at one point and the gold was still even. That's you don't see that like at all ever.
Yeah, the blue team actually finally started playing like a team there, and
Hmm.
then cleaning up the game in the end. As we look at the damage numbers, Margie and Sam both, up there in the top of the majors category. So no surprise that they're leading their team. Strat and Napa, though, right behind them, not a little bit much in discrepancy in terms of damage. Ionicus finishing that game 0-3-8. It's a Ganesha. You're not going to see a
Yep.
whole lot of kills on the him, but who who do you think was the big name in game number one?
Well, I kind of want to tip my hat to the boy Strat. He had a tough start early game in duo lane. He was definitely losing the farming game to Orphan, but definitely ended up pulling up ahead there in the team fights, and that's what you like to see. But as much as I hate to do it, we got to talk about Sam on this Thor. This man was making plays and doing them at the right time. Definitely remember him stealing a fire giant when the entire red team was on the fire. I don't know how that happens.
Yeah.
Definitely hate to see it, especially by a majors captain. Um,
Yep, you do see big plays coming out of Sandman Sam there, stealing the fire giant, getting in there, being a nuisance for the back line. I
mhm.
was gonna say what type of changes you would like to see for the red team, but we do know that's not gonna matter. They're just gonna pick whatever they want to play going into game two, and we will actually be right back, and we'll have game number two back at you in a few.
Yeah.
Welcome back, and we are actually just gonna hop straight into the picks and bans here. We did join in a little late. Picks and bans been a little buggy right now, but going into this one, Top Hat, you do know that almost no actual real adjustments are going to be made. We
Oh
do
no,
see we do see a couple
absolutely not.
yeah, we do see a couple substitutions though on the red team side. We do see Drew's food coming into this game
Okay.
and Joe from New York.
Uh, I know Drew's food. Familiar with that name.
Yeah, Joe from New York, also a majors player. Drew's
Oh,
food,
okay.
a known jungler. Joe from New York, sub for I can't really think of the team that he was on, but a pretty big name. He plays a bunch of roles, support, one of his many. But we do see
Oh,
here that
okay.
we do see here some pretty standard bands on one side, and then on the other side, a couple standard bands followed by one troll Agni ban. Umoja, Tiamat, and Bastet on the left side. Tiamat actually with the flat pen build is actually just kind of popping off right now. Does insane amount of damage. So that band pretty normal. On the right side though, Atlas, Achilles, standard bands, and then Agni. How often do you see Agni bands in anything?
Never. I just right now I want to yell at Sam to stop flicking between his picks and just settle on one, please. Thank goodness. That
You'll never
chalk
defeat
summoning
me.
is giving me a headache. Goodness gracious.
With me, you
Hey,
always
yeah,
have
I mean, we
glory.
do see the Erling Shen followed by the Scylla coming out there on the Reds team side. And then blue team, we have Sandman Sam picking up the Kernanos and Nappa going for the Morgan Le Fay this time. That's probably going to go the Margie, though, in the jungle because Margie
Mm-hmm.
is a Morgan Le Fay stand right now. And then
Yes, he is.
followed by a Geb third pick. Normally Geb top pick, top band type of god, but now we've been seeing him fall quite a lot. Sometimes not even banned at all or even picked at all.
Yeah.
What do you think his falling from grace was?
There's just the build paths right now kind of allow for a really wide range of gods to kind of flex into the support role. You do see Geb occasionally. He does his ult is pretty nuts, but it's really his cleanse that a lot of people rely on. He's got some decent CC, but it's the cleanse and the ult that a lot of people really look for. I'm happy to see him in a game though. Never too upset when you see a Geb rolling around. Um, the the Gilgamesh, another pick that you kind of don't really see super often. Normally it's in the jungle. He's not really a great solo laner. And then CERN. He's been getting some buffs. I'm happy to see the boy CERN out there with probably the cleanest autos on the planet as far as ADCs are concerned. And then, okay, you see a Cupid. You don't ever see Cupid, ever.
Yeah,
Decent.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say a decent choice into a CERN and an Erlang. They can't use their dashes in Cupid's ginormous cripple field. But go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, and then on the bottom side there of those bans, we do see blue team actually skipping a ban and then banning Chalk. Chalk seen a lot of play there. Seen a lot of play. So a pretty decent ban. He's a pretty safe solo laner.
Win peace by
On the
force.
other side, we see a Kama and a Cleo ban. Kamazot's
I love
not banned
gold.
and not even picked in the top three.
Yeah.
Probably no one just really wanting to bring out the absolute easy cheese things that do exist. Cleo also getting banned. Probably just to kind of nick away at the remainder of that. And as you do see, that is probably going to be a Morgan Le Fay jungle.
Mhm.
Though I do not know. I do believe maybe Sandman Sam is now going maybe back to the mid lane. It seems like in this one as actually no.
Yeah, I'm
I don't know who's going where in this game, honestly.
I don't either.
Switching around-
Maybe Margie's actually opting to play a viable jungle here in the Erling Shen.
Maybe actually it could be Erling Sen solo and then
Yeah.
maybe Napa maybe Napa actually picking up the Morgan Le Fay. But on this last pick from Joe from New York, they need what do they need here?
A
A jungle,
solo
right?
laner.
I mean, it could be a buggy dude Gilgamesh solo. He does like to
Yeah,
play Gilgamesh
could
in the
be.
solo lane quite a lot. So besides that, what do you think on these two drafts? Huh? Who do you think holds the edge?
I'm really leaning
pretty hard on blue team here. Strats on a comfort pick in the Hachi. They got a Morgan Le Fay, an Erlang Shen. Erlang Shen's early game to mid is just insane. Really, really hard to deal with as we see a Naja locked in.
Okay, Naja going into the jungle there. So yeah, it is going to be a Gilgamesh solo lane.
Okay. Joe playing ADC, it looks like.
Yeah, Joe subbing in for Orphan on the ADC role. Yeah, see, I told you, verse, man, support, ADC, you can play a whole lot.
Yeah, the man has the all-role prodigy for a reason, apparently. He can just play anything anywhere.
So, you said you were going with the blue team. I, on the other hand, I think I'm going to go with this red team here. I mean, they have a lot of dive and anti-dive really with their comp. This Geb can kind of shield this Gilgamesh as he jumps in, and this Neja, she kind of goes in too. And then also, while doing that, still stay on the back line, peeling and ulting. And this Cupid, I feel like this Cupid just kind of counters this Erling Shen and Cernanos and just what they kind of just want to do. They're not going to be able to dash in, get active really on this Cupid. He's going to be able to heart bomb and then ult this Field of Love and then just kind of burst them down.
Yeah, he's also not a terrible pick into Hachi. He has the ability to dash away from Hachi. He has the ability to hit him with his stun arrow when he's got his passive built up. Just I don't know. I feel like this is really gonna heavily rely on how hard Sam and Margie wanna play this game. How early they want to get active. As apparently Margie is playing CERN jungle.
Yeah, I mean, CERN jungle when he first came out, maybe was thought to be a potential hunter jungler with this cleave to autos. So now Margie's saying maybe we're gonna whip that back out from 3 seasons ago when he was released. So a lot of these prospect games, as we were saying, troll don't really get to see some mechanical skill, maybe some a little bit of team fighting synergy, maybe towards the later stages of the game. But it's almost like an all-star game midway through the season where it's just kind of like people's going out there and just really having fun and doing whatever they really want to do.
Yeah, it usually ends up being more of an ego clash than anything. As I'm definitely assuming that's where this game is leading to. When you see a jungler pull out a hunter of all things. So this should this should be an enjoyable game. You never hate to see an Erlang solo. Don't know why I struggled with that. That's a really fun character to play. I don't know how well he's going to match up into a Gilgamesh. Erlang really enjoys fighting inside the wave. Gilgamesh really enjoys playing into characters that like to try to play that way. With his drop kick, easily having the ability to stun. Just drop kicking a minion into the enemy god. I do like what you were saying though. They have a lot of dive. They have a lot of anti-dive. You don't see Neja very often, but Neja is kind of a fun pick, especially I feel like into this team comp with the cripples and the stuns, the knockups, all kinds of stuff that this red team is bringing to the table. You should definitely be setting up Naja for success, as well as the other way around. Naja got his sash, definitely an easy ability to line up and set his team up for some more abilities to follow up with.
Yeah, the tail to take for the red team is dive, and meanwhile, while we're diving, this Geb and Cupid can kind of just peel for each other easily on the back line. The other team, on the other hand, they are all dive. It seems like with little to no peel. So I feel like
W key.
I feel like this game is going to be very dependent on how this mid laner, the Morgan Le Fay, Napa know-how, how he performs in this game. If he can kind of peel for himself, stay alive, and dish out some damage, I feel like maybe the blue team can squeak this one out.
Yeah, I feel like there's the mid and the ADC are definitely gonna need to be chatting with each other during this game. Although Morgan Le Fay does have a ton of self peel, once she exhausts her ability, she's pretty easy to collapse on. She has decently long cooldown timers. Late game, I don't think that's really going to matter. She's going to be putting out tons of burst damage. But fighting into a Naja and a Gilgamesh that are attempting to sit on your face, Morgan Le Fay may be having a really tough time when it comes to the late game team fights here.
We do see the builds coming, the builds here, early game builds coming in here.
Ooh, Bluestone.
Erling Shen actually opting for Death Toll, and yeah, we do see the Bluestone out of the Gilgamesh. You know, Gilgamesh, every single one of his abilities proc Bluestone, so you know, fairly okay to go Bluestone on him. This season, again, as we've been saying, you're seeing a lot of disparity in builds. You're not seeing Warriors Axe every single game. You're not seeing the mid laners only go this starter, that starter. You know, there's a lot of diversity as you see here. Both solos opting for the opposite of normal. You know, no Warriors
Yeah.
X on either of them. Bluestone, Death Toll, and both going teleport.
Yeah, this is I like to see this kind of stuff. You know, I absolutely hated seeing in the SPL 10 people going benevolence. It was I didn't even end up watching the game in whole because it's just dumb. I like to see various builds. I like to see people trying different things. I don't like everybody building the same exact build every single game. It gets boring, man. So I'm happy to see that this Gilgamesh is pulling out a Bluestone and this Erlang is pulling out a Dust Hole. I'm seeing both mid laners go Sands of Time. Is that something that you like to see here?
Oh yeah. I think Sands of Time is just a better starter now, especially when you're going flat pen. That early cooldown, pretty crucial. Though, I will say one thing. I'm still not on this wave with this teleport here. Ian though, going his dash level 1, you don't really see that all too often. Coming out of the Geb there, rolling in, does hit the level 2, knocks up Cupid dash, followed by the heart bomb. That is going to force the beads out of strat. Though a little premature, I don't think he needed to waste them and probably could have got out of there freely.
Yeah, Ionicus really coming in clutch there with the Fafnir stun on the Cupid, stopping him from continuing to auto this Hachi man down. But you were saying the Geb getting his rollout. I know that you putting points into your rollout. Oh.
As we do see on the solo lane side, early fighting breaking out, but just a little bit of trade ability, some CC, and they both just walk away.
Yeah, the putting points into your rollout on Geb, I see it every once in a while. You know, it lowers the cooldown, although typically people get the knock up into the cleanse. But that's me.
Sounds terrible. Drew's food getting very low there by the Erling Shen. Comboing him. We do see the jump in though by Buggy Dude, and oh no, Sam and Sam slowed by the rings coming out of Naja. Probably going to get picked up here. Drew's food cleaning up Sandman Sam, and the first blood going the way of the red team.
Yeah, this is exactly what we were thinking we were going to see in the last game. You know, a lot of jungle pressure over in the solo lane at the very start of the game. But both of these players opt for a TP, as you were saying earlier.
We do see Ionicus trying to get a little annoying. It does poke out, and actually, I think he was forced to use his meditation just to sustain there. Now, the red team having a slight advantage. Speaking of, you know, a little bit of new things going on in the season, we do see new, as a heart bomb comes out, as I'm saying that, a stun coming in, but Ian does not follow up on that. But yeah, as I was saying, we do see a lot of, you know, different new builds, new like kind of everything kind of going on here, which is very nice. But the new start, what do you think about this current new start where the mid and jungle start speed while the carry and support start green?
Oh,
Ionicus though probably gonna get stunned by that heart bomb, and does, though Cupid not dealing out a lot of damage early, and it does seem like he's gonna not be able to pick up this kill here as Ionicus just walks out and lives with red HP. Sam and Sam on the other side of the map though, looking like he might die here, but Buggy Dude unable to get the kill. The beads coming out of Margie, and the dash cleans up the kill on to Gilgamesh.
So as far as the starts go, from what I've been led to understand, okay.
Oh, and there we go. Someone needs to clip that. The top tier majors jungler Drew's food getting absolutely bopped by the skillful Harpy as he's taking his walk of shame out of base there. But yeah, as you were saying about the starts.
So from my understanding, the most mathematical correct start is for the jungle to start on his speed, the solo to start on his blue. The ADC, interestingly enough, starts on the red, while the mid and the support clear the green. And then, you know, the mid and makes his way over to his red, and then the duo lane goes to the purple. That's is from what I understand, that's the most mathematically correct start. But everybody has their preference.
Oh my, and there it is. The Heartfield of Love, followed by the Geb ultimate there, picks up the kill. They both hit level 5 before Strat and Ionicus there. And the Fafnir, for some reason, deciding to step up, though. Strat almost cleaning up the kill on the Geb there on the other side.
Oh, this man just needs to tick to 5.
Yeah, I mean, get the 5 ult there, but, can't even clear minions. That's early game smite for you.
Yeah. But as we were saying, for as far as the starts go, I know a lot of this is really based on preference. Every time we try, then we fight.
Yeah, right. Sandman Sam ulting 2 of them. A lot of setup for Margie. Margie coming in with a big ultimate and 2, cleaning up both Budgie Dude and the Naja. And now Margie is going to take some backs as his rewards.
Yeah, I take back everything I said, Margie. I'm so sorry for doubting the Cern jungle, my guy. This is clearly working out in his favor. Not something I thought I would be saying.
Yeah, but on that topic of the mid starts, I feel like I've been seeing a massive amount of or mid starts, early game starts. My bad. There, seeing a lot of massive difference. Some people, like you're saying, ADC starts red, support and mid laners start to green. But I mean, I feel like a lot of people are trying out a bunch of different things this season.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing. What's one thing that you'd like to see? Maybe change a little bit in this game to add a little more flavor to it.
I kind of enjoyed having a side camp and solo for the solo laners to fight over. I know that the buff that was there before, the healing buff, didn't really offer a whole lot of XP, and it wasn't really worth fighting over. I think it would be interesting to put a side camp back over there, like at least an Elder Harpy, I believe they're called, the big XP Harpies. I think that'd be nice to have over there, although people would probably complain because it's going to make the solo laners get bigger faster. It's just interesting, the solo lane right now is incredibly boring. It's kind of getting stale. The builds, hopefully with this next patch, are going to spice things up a little bit with Bluestone getting a slight buff, Warriors X getting a slight nerf, and all these new like breastplate, new heart word. Maybe we'll see some new builds come out, but
the field of love coming out of that Cupid there, but failing. But yeah, go ahead and continue.
No, as far as anything else goes, I mean, there's actually quite a bit of XP on the map nowadays. There's a lot of places to grab some farm, easy invades.
All coming out of Margie there as a big CC coming onto the Gap, picking up the kill there. Drew's food though, cleaning up Margie on those. Scylla ult coming in, but only hitting the Fafnir, not doing a lot. We do see the Naja ult coming up, followed by the Scylla 2 crush on the backside. Napa with a big knock-up ultimate coming through, just needs to hit one more auto. That's it, just one auto to clean them up. They should be able to clean up here. Misses the ability. Drew's food finds out, and Drew's food gets out alive. Oh no, and Ionicus falls. Oh, Napa. And now they're looking to kill Napa too. Oh my goodness. Drew's food with literally less than 100 HP there. Not only lives, but then cleans up the kill onto Napa.
It's alright, Napa. I'll hang my head in shame for you, my guy. It's just unfortunate.
Yeah, his monitor shut off.
Yeah. No, his PC died.
Yeah, his dog hit his elbow and he missed the ability.
Yep.
Damage numbers coming in here. Damage Sam bopping this game up 3 levels. What do you think? I thought the soul lane was gonna be a lot more competitive, but it looks like Sandman's just kind of running away with it.
Yeah, for the second game in a row, no less. To be honest, I'm not really too surprised at this point. Erlang is.
Oh, Ian gets his dash called out, but the Heartfield of Love does keep him alive there. The knockup I get, but they should surely be able to kill him. Meditation coming out of him. The ult from Margie, ult being traded by support and jungle, but he actually is going to get out and roll out of dodge right there, and he is out scot-free.
Interesting. Anyways, I'm not really too surprised to see an Erlang be at the top of the damage charts right now. Considering his early game and mid game are probably the best points in the game for him. You know, late game really he tends to be more of a setup god. He can, you know, pog off with some of the items that they have nowadays, but you know, typically out of solo he probably won't be. Just like I was saying, you know, more of a setup god. Um, but into a Gilgamesh is the part that's interesting to me because Gilgamesh really is known for putting out tons of damage really quickly, and I don't know, maybe Bluestone just wasn't the way to go.
Drew's food ulting in there, missing the ult pretty badly, and then coughing up his beads to the Margie route there. Sandman Sam though, a 2-level lead. This Death Toll is just, you know, he's just winning the boxing match and then also being able to sustain back up on the wave. Maybe Bluestone wasn't the play here, but you know, you gotta love to see a little bit of disparity. Now, you know, opting in for first item Berserker Shield. You don't really see that again. Normally you see that breastplate first, but you know, you don't see it there again. Does actually get very lucky there and picks up the tier 1 Pridwin on his passive, the Gilgamesh, and then is now finally going into that breastplate of valor that everyone is building now in the solo lane.
Yeah, definitely a lucky pickup in my opinion as well. You know, you don't hate to see Pridwin, especially out of solo laners. The passive is pretty sick. You know, getting a shield that procs and explodes after you use your ult. Except for now, it's actually based on your protections nowadays. So not a lot of people build it really that much anymore. It's more of just a cooldown item, maybe with a little bit of passive mixed in there. Okay, Joe just got bursted down to 1 HP.
We do see Joe getting bursted down over there, but Margie trading back. Drew's food picking up strat as he decided not to back and stay. Fafnir ult coming out on the back end, looking to peel. Ian ulting just the Fafnir. That's it. Oh, Drew's food picking up Nappa. The knockdown wasn't able to clean up the kill there. Meanwhile, Margie is just all letting his teammates die, is farming that purple buff. Drew's food cleaning up the Fafnir, and now a big lead coming out of the red team here. As we do see a discrepancy in mid levels, jungle levels, ADC levels, and soon to be support levels. Probably after this Gold Fury goes down, but they end up dropping it.
Yeah, Ian definitely getting in there, getting active. Ionicus, unfortunately, out here on this Fafnir going 0-3. You know, you love to see this out of a Geb. 0-1-6 already. 11 minutes in. You know, he's got almost actually it's about 75% kill participation out here. Not too shabby. This Naja though popping off. 7-2-1. You know, 7 of the 9 kills. He's got 1 assist. Drew's food just out here showing everybody what he's about. On a Naja of all things. You know, I don't usually see a Naja, you know, going this crazy this early in the game. Definitely an interesting build choice here too, as well as he picks up a Soul Eater. I don't think I've ever in my whole life seen a Naja build a Soul Eater.
I think there's a weird interaction right now with his ultimate where the Soul Eater is proccing in his ults.
So so we're being cheesy.
He's getting free lifesteal while he ults. You know, all three of those procs do proc on his ultimate, giving him, you know, just free lifesteal and sustain while he's up in the air. You know, fun old smite bugs. As we do see Juice Dude looking to camp old V Strat here. V Strat already down. Poor man. Forced to dash away. Does see him on what looked to be a ward there. But I mean, this game though, Hunter's going the exact same build. But look at this Geb real quick. We do see a surge of these starter items coming in pretty massively now. And you know how much me and you say second item, Relic Dagger, hate it, terrible.
Yep, absolutely.
Oh, we do see a big taunting though coming in from Sandman Sam. The heart, the Field of Love coming out of Cupid, unable to lock him down, and Drew's food does fall, gets bursted down absolutely fast there. The rollout from Geb, the ult coming in by V-Strat, stunning both of them and slowing Margie, picking up a kill onto the still on the backside. Sandman Sam cleaning up the Cupid there, and Strat finishing off Ian. And now, as we were talking about red team getting leads in every lane but the solo, now the blue team comes right back and says, I don't care about those leads, and now they set their eyes on the Gold Fury, which should be pretty free.
You know, I wanted to say the funniest part of that whole interaction was Drew's food just absolutely getting disappeared. was my favorite thing was Budgie. This man peeked around the corner. He saw 5 people still alive, and he said, "Nope, I'm out of
Yeah,
here."
yeah.
Dips out, dips out, goes to the purple, heads his merry way over to mid lane to grab some farm. But
Peeks
yeah,
around
this
the corner, said I'm out.
yeah, this Erlang got a 2-level lead, 3, 2, and 4. He looking too shabby, and it also looks like he's going into it. I promise you, if this is a CAD shield, this is just wild. This
Yeah,
is
yeah. I mean, I could see it being CAD shield, maybe even a runic shield. But I was talking about this relic dagger. We do see a big surge of all these new actives and how kind of OP they are right now in the upgraded stances. So relic dagger actually becoming a key early item on him. Then on most supports, and then rushing into those early upgrades on those beginning actives. I know me and you were big components on relic dagger second item. Absolutely terrible. But I mean, do you think it's viable now?
Yeah, definitely, for sure. Especially with a Medcloak starter and upgrading it as soon as possible.
Blinking on, ulting, and 2ing Buggy, but his ult bugged out, and I recast it. It does get the stun off there, but it says I want the wave instead. Buggy Dude on the back end, though, fighting Sandman Sam and the Fafnir. Sandman Sam cleaning it up, and the kill goes the way of blue team.
Yeah, actually, it's actually a big reason of why Relic Dagger is getting nerfed in this next bonus update. Just going Relic Dagger really early in these games with how wild these relics are, man. I promise you, some of these are just absolutely bloated. Definitely very viable to go Relic Dagger second item. Getting is it 20 seconds, 30 seconds? I actually can't even think. Can we hover over? Is it 40?
Yeah, it's 40, yeah.
Okay, my lord. Somebody take some time off this Relic Dagger cooldown. That's insane.
80-second meditation when you upgrade.
Yeah, I mean, you can't complain about that. Every single time you go into a team fight, man, you're going to be having a med cloak up and ready to go.
Or 90. I think it actually might be 90 seconds.
Yeah. It looks like it is 90 seconds. Anyways, yeah, that definitely can't complain. That's every minute and a half you're going to be having a med cloak, and that's typically about the times, the space and time between each team fight when it comes to late game, when you start taking peeks at the objectives and whatnot.
Sandman Sam does opt for that CAD shield like we were talking about. Up there on the top right, though, the Buggy Dude is forced to ult, but does get CC combo down by Margie and the ult coming out of Drew's Food and the Scylla, but not needed. Drew's Food killing Nappa all on his own there, and that's what we were talking about, the no peel coming out of this red team, as they're gonna have a lot more, or for the blue teams, they have a lot more dive. And then we do see Cupid in an exchange with Margie. Big ult coming out of Ian there to save his ADC, and he should freely be able to get back out. Meanwhile, on the other side, Margie just looking to farm those mid camps, and Drew's Food said, I'm coming for you, boy. And then now Meditation coming out of the Fafnir to save him. Strat looking to run down. Ultimate coming out on the backside over there. A big stun coming in by Strat, and the kill coming up for Margie as he steals it with his 2.
Yeah, very nice. Kind of an interesting thing happening there is Strat on the Hachiman chases down the Naja, and unfortunately Naja getting stuck in the in Harpy camp back there, the bigger Harpy camp for the jungler. That's unfortunate, man. You're just getting stuck there, and then also getting stunned by the Hachiman dash. Just kind of put him in a poor position. We were definitely ranting about Drew's Food early on in this game. I believe he was 7-2-1. Now, unfortunately, sitting at 8-4-1. Yeah, this is usually the spot where Naja damage is just wild and uncontested, especially in the ult. Getting free crit. I believe it's from his 2. Yeah, well.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that scales up here later. If maybe he tries to opt in for some more crit to kind of scale with that. Player damage, though, Sam and Sam at the top, pretty obvious there. Hachiman actually second, followed by the Kernanos there. Blue team, massive lead now, up 6K gold. Big XP lead too, probably. Yep, also about the same, around 6K XP lead. They are setting up for this Gold Fury, but see, like those are the type of fights I'm talking about, man. When you're in a league match, that Gold Fury would have already been pulled by this blue team. Instead, all of them
Mm-hmm.
are backing and buying items.
Yeah.
And real quick though, look at this Erling Shen. He decides to go with that anti-heal there on the why can't I think of the name of that dagger? Toxic Blade, my bad. Yeah, Toxic Blade there.
So
That's definitely not meta.
well, Toxic Blade actually has some pretty wild stats for how
Dapper
cheap
getting
it
caught
is.
out of position in the mid lane. Drew's Food just ulting him and bursting him down and killing him. Meanwhile, at the Gold Fury, Ian is probably going to fall here. Sandman Sam ulting, picking up the kill, but the Field of Love coming out there from Cupid, stunning him in place. Are they going to be able to clean it up? A good drop kick in by Buggy Dude, and they clean up from Joe from New York. This is a 2-for-1, actually a 2-for-2 trade, right? No.
No, it's
Two
a
for one
2-for-1.
trade. Yeah, 2-for-1 trade there, going in favor of the red team. Support for the solo laner and mid lane.
Yeah, very very nice. I had to take a pause because for some reason this Gilgamesh decided not to build into the Prid one. That's not a terrible item. You know, he would have had 30% cooldown.
That's
Not
like
well with the breastplate. Doesn't breastplate have 20%?
oh yeah, so it would have been 40. Yeah, it would have been 40%. Yeah. Well, that gives him 10 too to Shogun. So yeah, he would have been overcapped, but
Oh, I guess he would have. But
yeah.
anyway, moving on. Toxic Blade though, as we were talking, actually has some pretty wild stats for how cheap it is. You know, it's got, even though it doesn't have damage, the pen and the attack speed really impactful and
As the and as you were talking about Toxic Blade, the red team coming in there and wiping out 3, Nappa falling, Strat falling, and Ionicus falling, and now the Gold Fury is being set on there by the red team as they pick it up. Sam and Sam on the backside. Oh, a big jump in by Buggy Dude, and he drop kicks Margie back into the team. Says, here's a free gift. And now they're rotating over to the fire. That should probably be a free fire giant. Ian running down Sandman Sam. A 6-level discrepancy. Ult coming in there. Dash in from New York. Joe from New York. Heart bomb coming out. That's but he didn't have the full passive of Field of Love coming out. Followed by the ult out of Buggy. The one. Oh my. And Joe from New York cleans it up. How does the red team, though, completely wipe? And 3 ultimates were still up for the red team. Just all to kill one lonely Erling Shen.
Yeah, that's I mean, I guess he got to when the man is level 19.
Oh, Ian there getting knocked out by the fire giant. Very hard to dodge that knockup. Not predictable at all. We might need to ask him after the game. Still ult to confirm it. Everyone was
For some reason.
Everyone was dead, and he said, "I am trying to confirm the ult." But you know, again, look at that. Another ultimate that wasn't really expended in that fight. I don't really understand how you lose a 5v5 when A, you guys don't ult at all because you just get instantly bursted down, and then B, the only ult really that came out on that fight was Drew's Food ultimate, killing yet again Nappa. But see, that was kind of what we were saying. If Nappa could kind of peel for himself, stay alive, position good, this game could go in a good favor for the blue team. But Nappa having a hard time doing that.
Yeah, he just kind of seems to be either in a position out by himself or just kind of in a rough spot where he gets left in a spot where he has to try and 1v1 this Naja, and Naja incredibly hard to peel off of yourself, even if you are a Morgan Le Fay. You know, with the sash and then turning into the ult, or ulting and then sashing afterwards. Regardless, tons of damage coming out of Naja, just solely focusing on this Morgan Le Fay. You definitely got to feel bad for Nappa. You know, this is his first time in the QSL, his first showing. Definitely had a really good game 1, just kind of unfortunately falling behind in this game 2.
Yeah, game 2, it's almost like he's kind of forced to fend for himself. Player damage wise though, kind of odd. Blue team taking the number 1 and 2 spot, but right now they're on the back foot as they're forced to just kind of sit back and let all these tier 2 towers go. Erling Shen level 20, but says that's not enough farm as he's looking to invade the back camps over there on the right side of the map. As the red team here is just looking to strip away this final, or this tier 2 in mid, and then maybe go look for this final one on the right, back, spend their gold, and then maybe try their luck at the left Phoenix here.
Yeah, the thing that I'm really looking forward to here is blue team's defense. They do have a pretty solid defense here with the Fafnir and the Morgan Le Fay. Even Margie out here on the CERN has a really good opportunity to push people back away from these Phoenixes. You know, with the ult, turning people into awesome little hedgehog pig thingies with the skin that he has on right now. You know, Nappa with tons of burst damage, his fear, his slow, whichever one he decides to use, and then Fafnir with his dragon form, jumping on people, stunning people, you know, giving his whole team a buff. So I'm definitely looking forward to some solid defenses here. You know, Budgie Dude probably gonna have to jump in and go on the back line. Drew's Food probably just gonna end up ulting somebody just to get him out of the team fight. You know, maybe we see a Cupid Fields of Love drop down at the front of the Phoenix just to try and push these frontliners back.
As we do see that blink in there from Ian, stunning two, forcing some beads out and just walking away. That's it's probably a good trade going the way of the red team there. Get a couple, 2 free beads out of the mid laner and the jungler for just the cost of his blink. That's going to be back up in 80 seconds thanks to that good old relic dagger item there. But yeah, you know, I don't really know why they kind of beads there. Now the target 100% is just going to be ult Nappa from Drew's Food.
Yeah.
And again, I feel like once he lands that sash, Nappa's just dead. Like, there's no way he's going to survive.
Game
He
over.
is opting for that crit. Probably going to be Deathbringer. No way he goes Rage this last item. And, you know, this game is just kind of going back and forth. You know, like I was saying, Nappa, again, you know, talking about him kind of on cooldown here. Not really being able to stay. This team more of a dive backline comp. Now they're going to be kind of forced to stay back more and just kind of be a more setup. Erling Shen able to do that, but I don't know. I feel like Fafnir always just wants to kind of jump in there, get active, but at this point, he's two levels down to the other support. I don't think he's going to be able to do anything in this next team fight.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing here is blue team really needs to coordinate their team fights really well. You know, not really having an opportunity to kill for the backline. Sam's gonna be tough.
The Sandman Sam caught out of position here. The Field of Love coming out. 3 ultimates getting dropped again on the Sandman Sam. The mid laner Scylla, the good old Cupid, and followed up by the solo laner there. 3 ultimates for his life, and that might just be another free fire giant going the way of the red team.
Yeah. But speaking as far as these teams go, again, you know, red team really flourishes in 1v1s and grouping, even grouping the team up so they can hit these huge AoE ults, you know, coming out of the Geb, out of the Cupid, even Scylla having a little bit of AoE damage. I just, you know, now that we're getting to this point in the game, I didn't think this was going to happen with the blue team comp. The red team comp is just going to pop off here in these
Oh, Drew's Food first to Aegis, and a big ult coming out of Margie. They're forcing to beat some Joe from New York, but they do pick up the Phoenix and just kind of run away. No one really falling for the price of that Phoenix. They are trying to kill Buggy Dude there, though, as he is running away. But, oh, a big ult coming out of Nappa. Cleans up the kill on the Buggy Dude. His beats do come through. Drew's Food ulting onto the back line, just the auto down the mid laner. Margie picking up Drew's Food, though. A big ult coming out of Fafnir. Cleaning up Joe from New York is Sandman Sam, and Ian and Scylla. Mr. Kid Slim here forced to run away. Sandman Sam blinking in, though, saying, no, you're going nowhere. I'm going to chase, but gives up on the chase and sets his eyes on the Fire Gigante.
Yeah, see, and like we were talking about this whole game, and even before the game started, you give Nappa a little bit of front line, some protection, and give him the opportunity. Yeah, you just got
Scylla went up into her ult and got double melted by both ADCs there. She tried to go for the steal, but a little too late. Probably should have just, you know, ran away and back. Now dead. Blue team can look to strip away these towers and maybe even Phoenix themselves.
Yeah. They definitely should look for getting rid of all these towers. You're seeing Strat out here split push in the right lane, getting rid of these fire waves. Can't complain about that as they take down this tier 2. I am kind of a little bit confused. You know, we were talking about the team comps and how they should work. You know, red team definitely more of a better late game oriented team fight than the blue team does. But they just kind of got caught out of position. We'll reiterate once again. You know, Nappa kind of had a little bit of a front line out there helping him out. able to cast all of his abilities and dump out all that damage that Morgan Le Fay is known for.
Ults being traded there from Sandman, Sam, and Buggy Dude. We do see the Field of Love coming out, and there it is, another kill. Joe from New York on the Sandman Sam. Ults is getting burned onto him to kind of clean it up. That is the target. Now, oh, Napa out of position there and does get drop kicked and then cleaned up by Joe from New York. Joe from New York even kills Strat with the heart bomb that followed him and was too low. But right as we were talking about how blue team, capitalized on the mistake of red team now going to end this game. There's no way Margie can 1v5 this. This game is gonna end here, as you do see Margie though dashing in and cleaning up Joe from New York on the back end, but it should not be enough as Juice Food cleans up Margie there. Game number 2 going the way of the red team.
Yeah, unfortunately there is no, I think they have the option to play a game 3, although I doubt it's gonna happen. A solid 1-for-1 match here. Really, I don't really have tons of complaints. Decent showings, I guess, from the new players. The people that we expected to really pop off definitely popped off. Sandman, Margie, Budgie having a ton of assists. Unfortunately, no kills to his name.
Not even being able to finish his build, but hey, you got the win. Who cares?
Yeah, Drew's Food out here pogging off 11-5. Definitely out here carrying lobbies. Just decent gamesmanship here.
Yeah, I mean, both mid laners having a pretty quiet day today, though. So only 7k damage coming out from Napa and only 9k out of the Scylla. But yeah, the big name guys came in here and just kind of stepped up the showing on this one. Yep. Margie and Strat, their combo in those backline fights were actually pretty crucial in that earlier fight. But then, Sam getting caught out of position on that last one there, falling, and then the rest of the team, instead of just allowing him to die and just kind of running away, tried to step up a little too much, and both fell there and ended up losing the game. Any small name, or not small name, but smaller name people in here that you saw that you kind of liked their play?
Well, I definitely enjoyed Napa's first game on the East side. He looked pretty clean. He didn't have tons of kills, but just kind of seemed to be in the right spots at the right time. Unfortunately, Morgan Le Fay, I didn't know this, but into Naja is just not fun combo. Drew's Food just kind of being a meanie and camping out the new guy. I didn't really see a whole lot else that was really worth talking about. I saw a ton of Miss Ganesh ults in the first game, and then this game we saw a ton of Miss Scylla ults. It happens, nerves or first time showing, or just the prospect curse. It happens.
Yeah, I mean, that game pretty interesting. I don't know though if they're going to follow up here with a game 3, or maybe looking into actually they did not decide to do a game 3. They're going to call it there, games number 1 and 2. I am Hunter, and with me as always, Top Hat.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming out for these QSL prospect games. Hope to see you next time for the next set of them.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a good one. Dude, I feel like it's always a struggle